Thank you very much. And thank you very much to Core City for the warm welcome you're giving to me, also to Bernie and Tina for the work they've done to have me here talking about my city and the environmental policies we've been through the last 30 years. Please forgive me if my English is not the best, but I will try in the next minutes to show you a city that perhaps you have never heard about, and all the projects and the most environmental figures we have. So, Vitoria-Gasteiz is in the north of Spain, it's in the Basque Country, it's the capital of the Basque Country, and was awarded in 2012 with the Green Capital. It was the third capital to be awarded with that prize. The first one was Stockholm, the second one Hamburg, and after us, in this year, the Green Capital is Nantes, and in 2014, it will be Copenhagen. The award goes to a city that has a consistent record achieving high environmental standards. It's committed, and it is very important, it's committed to ongoing and ambitious goals for the future, and acts as a model road to inspire any other European cities. Okay. First of all, I will give you a snapshot of the city, and then I will tell you what we are planning beyond what we are doing now after the year 2012. Okay. Vitoria is in the north of Spain. It's strategically located. It's in the corridor connecting France with Madrid and Sevilla. We are near the main train infrastructures, airport, and we are specialized. We are an industrial city. Okay, our capacity has been in the industrial and especially the automobile sector with two big factories. One is Mercedes-Benz making vans, and the other one is Michelin making tires. So we are the biggest in extension, the biggest municipality in the Basque Country, 276 square kilometers. And the city and the surrounding is something like 250,000 of inhabitants. Only 5,000 inhabitants live in 63 small villages, really small villages, sometimes 100 inhabitants, that are surrounding the city but in the same municipality. I mean, those 63 small villages, agricultural villages, decided time ago to belong and to be ruled by the municipality of Vitoria. We are a city that coexists in harmony with its environment. Then we will see a map of the picture, a map of the municipality, but we have three spaces: the city itself, a surrounding area of a rural area, agriculture area, and then closing forested areas. That is from 1/3 of the surface area of the municipality, and the important is that they are of native vegetation, beech, oaks. We have a forest space of Natura 2000 network, like for example the Salburua wetlands that they didn't exist 20 years ago, that have been recovered from the agriculture. At the beginning they were wetlands, but then afterwards, 20 years ago, they were drained for agriculture, and we have recovered them again to be for its initial purpose. The region is accessible to a number of traditional roads and pathways, for example, the St. James Way. So here we have the map of the municipality. In the center, as I said, we have the city, we have the buildings and the industrial area. Surrounding in yellow, the agricultural lands. And then in green, we have the mountains and the forested areas. because Vitoria is in the at the crossroads of two biological climates. We have a huge diversity of ecological environments. We have Mediterranean environments and also Atlantic environments that we want to preserve. But even the city, I mean not the municipality, but even the city is very green. We have here some figures. We have 1/3 of the city surface are public green areas, 45 square meters per inhabitant. We have a surrounding green belt, surrounding that I will show in the next map, that has 33 kilometers of urban pathways and 90 kilometers of bicycle and pedestrian roads. And this is very important, and then we'll talk about proximity and compactness. 100% of the population lives less than 300 meters from green spaces. That green spaces for us is as another infrastructure, as it could be a health building or social building. I mean, it's another infrastructure that we want to give accessibility to the people. So, here is the green belt. The green belt has been awarded in 2000 as one of the 100 best projects worldwide at its third international competition of best practices for improving the environment by the UN. This area, normally in the cities, is quite degraded. It has been a work to update this area with significant effort and investment in reclaiming degraded areas such as gravel pits and drained wetlands. But now we are finishing the connection, and you see that it connects 4 main parks. One is the Salburua wetlands that you see on the left, and another 2 parks in the south. This is the friendly connection we want to make between the urban area, that it's quite cold, I mean, it's stone, to the rural area. But also the city, one of the best things of the city is that it's quite compact. It's reasonably compact with 46 homes per hectare. We are losing that. We lost that in the new neighborhoods developed in the last decade. In Spain, in the last decade, we built a lot of new neighborhoods and homes. And in the new ones, it's 67.5 homes per hectare. But the city has everything at hand, and it's very accessible on foot and bicycle. And that's due to a very well-organized urban planning since the 60s, when many people from the rural areas came to the city to work in the main factories. Okay, we also take care of the heritage. We think as environment, heritage is an economic resource, and we are retrofitting, many years ago, we have retrofitting medieval center, which was founded in the 11th century. We also think that landscape is a cultural and environmental value. The city is being cohesive. We understand sustainability practically and theoretically as environmental, social, and economic. 3 of them must work at the same time. Vitoria is considered to be a city with high standard of living, and as being a not very big city, we don't have the same problems as larger cities. Urban contamination, traffic problems, poor areas. And even not having those problems, we are working always to improve the city and to make it more attractive for living, well-being, or visiting. The city has a long experience in design and installation of social and health policies and programs. I would highlight 2 of them: the network of what we call city centers, which are facilities in every neighborhood for 10,000 to 15,000 inhabitants. These facilities are social and sport facilities. In every neighborhood, we have, in the same building, you can play whatever sport you want, even swimming or so. And then you have social facilities, you have libraries, you have places for the neighborhoods or for the social associations to meet. You have the social facilities, for example, for giving aids to social inclusion, are there in every neighborhood, are not centralized in the city center. We have there playgrounds for children. Even inside them, we have cafes. And also, it's a committed city because it is very important. We have some instruments to promote participation of our citizens. For example, School Agenda 21, last year, 27,000 students, 2,200 teachers, 31 schools participate in Agenda 21. Every year, we tackle some environmental problem, for example, water, another one mobility, the next one energy, waste management, the next one, and we involve such a lot of people. Then in mobility, the mobility plan we have in force began with a citizens forum for sustainable mobility. That means that the citizens gathered together and asked our politicians to push the friendly mobility or transport. And then they check now what we are doing in the plan. And this involvement is very important because we have achieved some numbers that are very interesting. From year 2006, we have reduced 26% the demand on water. We have increased 54% the use of public transport. And we have increased the participation in education activities from 13,000 in 2006 to 46,000 in last year. So here we have a history of very important, and I will try to say something at the end. Political agreement. In the last 24 years, we haven't had a mayor with a majority, so there's been a consensus about environment, mobility, and so on. Technical promotion, that mainly all the departments of the municipality work together and try to retrofit the city under environment parameters, and citizen participation. But we want to go beyond 2012. We think that a medium city is a reference model for the 84% of the population of Europe. Even though the big cities are very important, they are not the majority in Europe. Most of the citizens have among 100,000 or 200,000 40. And we want to provide a framework of events and initiatives to be carried out, involving society, revealing the city and its initiatives, reflecting on the city, and dissemination of the green capital. And this event, for example, is one of them. And we are disseminating our values through all Europe. And now, for example, in Rio Plus 20, European Community choose Vitoria as ambassador of Europe in that meeting. And also we have a lot of travels to China due to some agreements among European Community and China. So it's quite important environment in the cities, and we are not competing, for example, with Barcelona and Bilbao in tourism attractions to cultural events, but we can attract another kind of tourists that, for example, environment tourists. Beyond the green capital, Vitoria has to, it was said in the video, zero consumption of land. We don't want to occupy more land because we think the land is an infrastructure that gives us food and other values as water and air quality. We think that we have to refurbish, retrofit the city. You see here that until year 2000, we were in a circle of 2 kilometers that was expanded in the last decade in a outer one, and it gave us some problems, environmental problems, for example, with traffic. We haven't had any problems with traffic jams or so on. When we are talking about mobility, we are talking about environmental problems and social cohesion, because we think every citizen has the same opportunity to use the land. I mean, all people, disabled people and children have the same right to use the space, urban space. So we have to revert the space we've given to the cars, okay? So we are developing it with the general urban plan that is focused on retrofitting and redensifying those neighborhoods that were inhabited by, have the density lower. Here you have the urban retrofitting. In red, you have the buildings that have 50 years old or more. And for those, we've given aids from the municipality to retrofit them. We know that it will be a challenge because we are in a great economic crisis and people don't have money to retrofit them. But we think our buildings, even though they are not municipality owned, are infrastructure of the city and heritage. So it's good retrofitting them and for the citizens to live as better as they can inside them. Finally, I will talk about the Sustainable Mobility Plan that was enforced in 2006 with a new bus network from one day to another, tramway and pushing electrical vehicles. These are the figures. So I want to show you that the figures were not too bad in 2002, that 55% of the everyday travels in Vitoria are made on foot, because it's compact, it's near, we have the facilities near. But in 2006, that dropped to 49%, and we developed a plan to revert that. And now, in year 2012, we've seen that the plan is working, and we have reverted those figures and increased the bicycle use. And the main problem in the traffic, environmental problem, are the private cars that now are only 28% of the everyday travels in Vitoria. We also joined the Covenant of Mayors. We have a commitment on the reduction of greenhouse emissions. And these are the changes from 2006 to 2011. You will see that in all sectors we've dropped our emissions. But we want to be a carbon neutral city in 30 or 40 years, and the commitment has been very strong. You see the first column is the energy consumption as business as usual in every sector, and you see the red, the second column, is the objective to become a neutral carbon city. We have to reduce 82% the consumption, for example, in mobility, but for example also 45% in buildings and so on. And finally, I would like to talk about governance, what we think about governance. And I will read because I think it's quite important. In order to be able to implement the inspiring principles of the new urban models, good governance is more necessary than ever before in order to bring us gradually closer to a more sustainable pattern of development. In fact, the institutionalized patterns of production and consumption represent, in many cases, the cause of the problem that occur at economic, social, and environmental level, as the current development model is not questioned. Vitoria-Gasteiz understands that his new governance by sustainability must also involve the commitment of cities, and the latter must promote new initiatives and propose scenarios with a higher level of commitment at a local level. An essential question in order to meet these objectives is to maintain the political consensus and to know how administrative this successfully in line with these issues, as guaranteed of the continuity of sustainability policies, the political consensus, and how to administrative this successfully. That means that a mayor gives the importance to the opposition parties when one goal is achieved. That's not only the agreement to support one project, but also when we are glad that it's enforced and that it works. The photo, all of them are on the photo, the mayor and the opposition, okay? In order to ensure better governance, the aim is to strengthen the coordination between the Environment Sector Council and the different municipal departments and organizations. It's everyday work. I belong to the Environment Department. I am the energy manager of the municipality, but we have to work with every department because the municipalities give services, and they can give the same services in a most friendly way. The aim is to improve the current institutional model based on a strong institutional leadership shared with the different agents that make the city, not only inside the municipality, but the social networks and associations, in order to respond to the needs of a city such as Vitoria-Gasteiz, which seeks to move forward in a manner coherent with the principles of sustainability. So, thank you very much, and forgive me by my English. Thank you.